Welcome in, Taurus. Hope everybody's doing awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today, Taurus. I did want to wish you guys happy birthday, so hopefully you had a great birthday. Taurus, this is going to be your mid-month general love reading. Time is fluid though, so if you're drawn in by the title, hopefully something resonates for you guys today. I did already pull a couple oracle cards. I'm going to walk you through those just to kind of get your general energy where things are at between you and the person on your mind. I'll pull some feelings for your person, your feelings, upcoming actions, as well as get some, some hidden messages from this person's higher self. So for those of you that the main message maybe doesn't resonate, maybe check out the end of the reading because there could be some messages if you're in no contact with somebody. So this can be for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, any placement in Taurus. And as always, guys, general read. So just only take what resonates, please. So it definitely looks like either you are reinventing yourself here, Taurus. I do love this. So you got the regeneration card here from Wisdom of the Oracle that really talks about really getting to the root of an issue or situation and just like really, I feel like, whatever you've been through in the past, I feel like the sun is coming out. So, if you have been feeling a little bit closed up or not really necessarily feeling very social. I feel like for some of you, you are getting out more. It is your birthday month. So, hearing from people, maybe that you haven't heard from in a while, that kind of energy. So, again, I love this because I feel like, whatever happened between you and this person in the past, either this person's coming back, which I'm sure some of you don't want to hear, but you are a lot wiser. Like you're showing up here as the owl. So I love that. This is probably one of my most favorite spirit animals in this deck. So you are a lot wiser. I feel like you have learned from the past. I feel like for a lot of you, it's a lot easier for you now to kind of like communicate what it is that you're looking for. And I feel like for a lot of you, maybe in the past, if you rushed into a relationship too quickly, I feel like a lot of you have learned from that. I feel like it's easy for you now to, to kind of like evaluate somebody here and know whether or not they have your best interests at heart, whereas that might have been a difficult lesson for you to learn in the past. You definitely, who hasn't been taken advantage of in some way, shape, or form in relationship with somebody, right? Like not all of our relationships in the past have been positive ones. They've caused us to learn and grow and change and learn specific lessons, right? But I love that you're showing up here as the owl because, again, very wise. I feel like you've learned a lot. And again, for those of you that have kind of rushed into, a relationship right off the bat, I feel like a lot of you have learned that, you're better off maybe either as friends with this person, if you have a specific person in mind. And again, we'll clarify, but this friendship card coming through as well. Maybe some of you have learned that, it's better to kind of like build a solid foundation with somebody before you kind of like, you know what I'm saying, get busy with them. Rushing and, having a physical relationship with somebody right off the bat. And maybe that's something that has happened in the past. I mean, who really hasn't done that? I mean, but anyway, I feel like you've learned from that as well. So taking things slow, going at the pace that you want to go at. And again, feeling maybe a little bit more able to communicate what it is that your needs are and what you're looking for. And again, all really valuable lessons. So I love this energy that I'm getting off you here, Taurus, because I feel like you've really have grown, just emotionally, spiritually. I feel like you are coming into, your own, being your authentic self and accepting that. And again, being open. I feel like your heart is reopening here. So let's see what we get on regeneration. I'm curious to see whether or not this is someone from the past or what's going on here. Spirit angels and guides, please tell me about this regeneration card here for Taurus. Why is this showing up here? It is a 10 card, so yeah. So we have the Knight of Cups. It definitely looks like someone might be coming your way here. Possibly a water sign. Tell me more. Yeah, for some of you, you had to heal from the past, move away from a situation. Physically, some of you may have moved away. You definitely may have moved away from, spending time with people that necessarily like that stressed you out, that, really weren't good for you here. We have the Nine of Swords. It might have been hard for you as well in the past to kind of put a stop to a relationship. Again, like I mentioned, I feel like for some of you, if you were, you know, in the Knight of Wands energy, or somebody else was, you're kind of rejecting that now. That's really kind of, I feel like, not what you're looking for. You want to build something like long term, somebody that who, has a good heart, somebody who's wise like you with the owl here, somebody who can communicate, somebody who's stable, somebody who's not afraid of, changing or is open to changing, really talks about when two people come together in a relationship, you both have to kind of like make some changes in order to kind of fit each other in your life. So I feel like you are looking for somebody like that here, Taurus. And again, healing your heart and being a little bit more open to love now. So we'll see if this person is coming towards you. I'll ask about actions. But with the Star card, I feel like, this definitely could be, you might be dealing as well with an Aquarius, or you might have an Aquarius placement. Tell me about the friendship card here for Taurus. Why is friendship here? Tell me about this friendship card. So we have the Empress card coming out. So you might feel a very strong connection to this person. And then we have Justice. Perhaps in the past you didn't give this person a fair shot, or this person doesn't feel like they were treated fairly in some way, shape, or form here. For some of you, you might have been, this person might have been married to somebody. So all you could be was friends at the time in which you met them. It doesn't mean something physical didn't happen. It very well might have. So perhaps that, kind of forced you to be in the position where you could only be friends, right? Like things couldn't like progress in this relationship with this person. But I feel like you do look at this person as, your counterpart here. Yeah. So there was like a certain mindset or a block from moving this relationship forward. And again, obviously if somebody's in another relationship, that was the block. Why no action could be taken. There was kind of like a choice that was made in the past. And the best thing to do, the wisest thing to do here in the past was, not to entertain this situation with this person anymore for some of you. And again, we have Libra, Aquarius coming out strong. And again, that's just the energy. So you don't have to, it doesn't have to be. So you also got the bottom of the animal spirit deck was the Moth card. So I feel like there was a lot of attraction between you and this person, moth to the flame kind of energy. But I feel like you've learned, you probably got burned, by this situation or this person. So let's see how this person is feeling about Taurus. How does this person feel about Taurus? How does this person feel about Taurus, please? All right, so we got 8 of Cups. So definitely there was an ending here. There's that Knight of Wands. Yeah, for some of you, this was just, kind of like either some sort of kind of like hookup, or, something that was pretty casual. This person definitely could have been in and out of your life here, Taurus. This person, if you were married to them at some point, could have been messing around, doing things they shouldn't have been doing. Giving to others there with that Six of Pentacles. This person could have also been breadcrumbing you. Could have blocked each other at some point. Yikes. 10 of Wands. Yeah, I feel like at some point here, this person definitely might have taken advantage of the situation here with you, Taurus. There was just a lot of things that you and this person would have had to like make a lot of changes for you and them to be together. So Obviously, if somebody was in some sort of high level commitment, that was, daunting to this person, even though there was a lot of passion between you and this person, and they did enjoy spending time with you and giving to this relationship. But, there's a lot of obstacles. There was a lot of past obstacles between you and them. So I don't know, maybe you and them decided you're better off as being friends here and not being, romantically involved or physically involved. Yeah, it looks to me like in the past, like somebody was kind of like very impulsive. And again, I feel like that's why you're showing up here as the owl. Like you've kind of learned your lesson here with this situation. So let's see how does Taurus feel about this person? How does Taurus feel? How does Taurus feel about this person? So we have the High Priestess. Listening to your intuition here, Taurus, about this person, a situation, being wise like that owl. Two of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. Five of Wands. Yeah, you're not really wanting any kind of drama from this person, the situation. I feel like you definitely may have waited a while for this person to, or the situation to turn around. Kind of like going back and forth here with the pros and cons. Should I? Shouldn't I? Am I just going to get more drama? This situation, is it really going to be worth it? Especially after what's happened between the two of you here. There could have been secrets as well. High Priestess can talk about secrets. You might have felt like this person was holding back from you, telling you the full story here, Taurus. And I feel like you're still kind of like up in your head, though. I feel like you do still, I feel like you're still attracted to this person. You still care about this person, even though things, whatever happened, whenever somebody walked away here, you and your person. But a lot of attraction here. Absolutely. So that's probably, how this relationship started. And yeah. So I feel like you're kind of up in your head about whether or not you want to let this person back in your life. I feel like this person's going to make a move here. I feel like your reading last time at the beginning, maybe check out your May reading, like your monthly, because this sounds pretty familiar to me. So, which would make sense, right? But let's ask about how is Taurus going to feel about this person coming towards them? How is Taurus going to feel? Three of Swords. Yeah, I don't know. Tell me more. I feel like for some of you may have definitely learned your lesson. Like, no, we should just remain friends here. That's it. If I'm not getting the commitment that I want, and you can't be emotionally mature, then I don't know if I can, I really want to, reopen that wound, right? With this situation with this person. So I feel like you're up in your head here, Taurus, about what direction you want to move in. There's kind of like a lot of drama that's happened between you and them. Yeah. I don't feel like this person was a very good communicator either. So I feel like, that really left you feeling left out in the cold here, not really knowing what's going on, left you with a lot of questions. Is this person really that interested in me or not? So yeah, it looks like you're still really on the fence here about if this person does make a move towards you here, and it looks like they want to show up here with this cup of love and the star, heal the situation between the two of you. And again, this can also talk about you, healing yourself. So for those of you that don't have anybody coming towards you here, This can really just talk about you knowing that you don't want a lot of drama, that you're done kind of like waiting on, people that don't have your best interest at heart. You're a lot wiser now. It's better to have a solid foundation with somebody before kind of like, taking things to the next level. So again, take it how it resonates here. You're going to know your story better than me. So let's see here if Taurus is going to take any action. Is Taurus going to take any action towards this person? Two of Wands. So yeah, another two. So maybe look up 222. I feel like for some of you, you're like, I don't think this is a good idea. I should keep looking. This isn't really what I'm wanting. Is this my Emperor? There's another two. I think we have all the twos out now. Or maybe three of them. So I feel like you're pretty indecisive here. If you want to give this person another chance or not. I feel like you're going to have the option to, though. We do have Emperor and Empress out, so I feel like this is a really important connection. Like you met this person for a reason here, Taurus. And don't get caught up in like the gender here, but definitely a match. So I feel like it's hard to forget about this person. It's been hard to, accept the situation, especially if they were in another relationship, that things, could not move forward here. So I feel like you're a bit on the fence here about what direction to move in. Yikes. Let's ask for advice. I don't usually ask for advice, but I feel like you might need some. Spirit angels and guides, what should Taurus do here? What should Taurus do? What's your advice here for Taurus in this situation with this person? I have the Fool coming out. The Magician. All right, first off, Spirit wants you to know, like, is this really in your best interest? Are you wanting to be in a relationship with this person because you don't want to be alone? That's one question. Because the Five of Swords is like avoiding, right? Avoiding focusing on yourself. It's easier to kind of be distracted by somebody. But as well, do you want to take this chance? Is this really everything that you're looking for in this situation? Does this person represent the Magician to you? Do they have all four swords? Or all four swords, which is do they have all four of, the tools like the Pentacles, Wands, Swords, Cups? Like, is this person everything that you want them to be or that they are? Maybe let this person show you. So if you are going to give this person another chance, the Fool can really talk about, releasing any kind of anger and or resentment or bitterness. You really have to hit the reset button here and not bring all of the pain that happened in the past with this person if you're going to have a do-over here. But Spirit's asking you, is this person, do they encompass everything that you want in a partner that's important to you? Or are you avoiding, or is it just because you don't want to be alone? So those are important questions only you can answer here, Taurus. But, I feel like you are really drawn to this person. I mean, Emperor and the Empress, but has this person done the work? Are they willing to change? Are they, is this two people now willing to kind of put in the time and the effort and the work to come together to make things work? Or is this person still all about themselves? I feel like that's an important question. So if you do give this person a chance, Taurus, I feel like take a step back. Again, I feel like you have a lot better discernment You can kind of, I feel like you know this person. You can kind of see through if this person's playing games with you or not. And if they're not, if they haven't changed and they're still coming towards you with that same sort of energy, I feel like you know whether or not this person has a loyal heart or not, or whether or not they really have your best interest at heart here. So I feel like for a lot of you, pay attention, really pay attention. Again, I feel like you've kind of learned the hard way right here with that Three of Swords. So you're going to have to, I feel like, for each of you, it's going to be a little bit different whether or not you are open to this. I feel like for a lot of you, you definitely might say, hell no. But I feel like for some of you, you know, again, strong pairing, right? Difficult to walk away from, especially if you identify being on that journey and you feel like this is your person, you know. But again, both people need to really want it to work. So, and moving slower this time for sure with each other. Like maybe just spending time together and not, sleeping together just to see, you know, can this really work? But building the foundation from the ground up this time, doing things differently, I want to say. So hopefully this reading made sense to you guys. I'm going to pull some lover oracle messages from this person. Something Taurus may not know. Messages for Taurus, please. Sometimes these messages can relate on both sides, but take it how it resonates here. Messages for Taurus, something Taurus may not know. All right, we have, will this pain ever stop? I can't let go of you. I'm scared of rejection. We talked about that. I can't make a decision. I feel like that's you, Taurus. I feel like you really are kind of up in the air here on this situation, this person. A lot of twos, which talks about decisions, right? Kind of going back and forth. Any other messages for Taurus here? All right. We have, I need to figure myself out. And the bottom of the deck is, please do what is best for your heart. So I feel like this person recognizes that, they did cause a lot of pain for you here, Taurus. You are a lot wiser, though. So I feel like you're not going to get roped in as easy this time. And we talked about, are you just in this relationship because you really don't want to be by yourself? Again, asking yourself those important questions before kind of making a decision, I feel like will definitely help you. So, all right, guys, I'm going to end your reading here. Hopefully it resonated. If it did make sense, if you could let me know just by hitting the like button, I'd appreciate that. I'd love to hear from you, so feel free to make a comment as well. And if you're not a subscriber and you'd like to, feel free to hit that subscriber button and the notifications bell so you know when I have new content out. And if you're interested in a personal read, feel free to reach out to me. It's just sayitsoltaro@gmail.com. The email address is in the description box of this reading. So, all right, guys, well, take care of yourselves, and I will see you in June.